Hi everyone, I'm Søren, the Power Apps Viking, and this is the first in a series of 5 videos where we're going to be making a model-driven app in 1 hour. I also made a series of posts on the powerappsviking.com where I go through all the same steps, but if you're the type of person that likes to see the video and actually see which buttons we're clicking on, then this is for you. In this video, we're going to go through 5 steps. The first is why we're working with solutions. The second is we're going to be looking at creating the solution itself, including the publisher. The third is that we're going to be adding objects to the solution itself. The fourth is exporting and importing solutions between environments. And the fifth is talking about managed and unmanaged layer. Now it's going to be sort of a surface view because I'm going to make another video later that does a deep dive into solution layers and what that actually means. So let's start by talking about why it's important to know about solutions at all when you're working as a citizen developer on the Power Platform. The first main reason is that it gives you an easy overview of what you're working on for that specific application or in that specific sprint. The second is that in connection to that, if you're working with colleagues on an application, then it allows you to have an easy overview and easy collaboration with those because you have everything that you're working on in the specific solution. And the third is that when you're using solutions, you're able to move your application or the things you've been working on between environments. So you can move it from your development environment over to a test or production environment. And if you made any changes that you need to roll back, that's also possible because you're using managed solutions when you're moving it over to the other environments. So let's get started and go to our environment and start making the solution. So the first thing we need to do is we go to make.powerapps.com, and here we make sure that we are on the correct environment. So here I have my development environment that I'm working on. From there on, I go to Solutions, and here I click on the New Solution button in the top ribbon here. I can see there's already some solutions added already by standard on the Power Platform environment. I have the default solution, and then I have a couple of other Microsoft Power Apps solutions available here. If you have a Dynamics enabled on your environment, there could also be more things here. So the first thing we need to do is fill out a name for the solution itself. So here, let's fill this out. Notice that the display name can contain space, but the logical name here should be without any spaces or any special characters. Then we select a publisher, and if we don't have a publisher already, we're going to go ahead and create a new publisher as well. So this is the Power Apps Viking publisher. And here we'll put the Power Apps Viking publisher without any spaces or special characters. We can add a description, and we can add a prefix here as well. So the reason we have a prefix is that when we create new objects through that solution, it will have this prefix which is before all the objects. So now, for example, the Power Apps Viking prefix here, I can see that this is going to be added before all objects. There's also a choice value prefix. What that means is something we can come back to later when we're working on the tables and columns there. So let's go ahead and save our publisher, and then we can add that to the solution. So now the publisher has been saved, and we can add it here in the drop-down. We can find that there's the CDS default publisher, then there's the environment publisher, and then there's the Power Apps Viking publisher. So now I have my name for the solution and the publisher made, so I'm going to go ahead and click Create. And now we've created the solution itself. So let's go ahead and add some objects to the solution. And the way that works is we either create new objects or we can add an existing object. Now in the next video, we're going to be looking at how to work with tables. And there we'll create our new table ourselves. So let's start by just adding an existing table for now. So we're going to add an existing table here. Let's search for the user table. And then we find here the system user table. And this menu allows us to select which objects from the table should be added to the solution. Now, I would always advise that you don't add unnecessary objects to your solution. So only add those that you're actually changing or making changes to that you need in your application. So let's go ahead and select the objects we want to add here. And for this specific purpose, I want to change the name of one of the columns. So let's go ahead and find the column here. So let's say that this is the name column. And I'll take the full name column and add that. And go ahead and click Add again. So now we can see here in the overview of all the objects in the solution, we can see that the user table has been added. And if we click on that, then we can go to columns and we can find that. We could also do it here from the tree menu. Click here on columns and we can see the full name column has been added here from the user table. So let's go ahead and change the name of this. I'm going to click here on the column name. So instead of full name, I'm going to change this to full Viking name and then click on save. And now we can see that the column name has been changed here in the solution. So let's go ahead and look at exporting and importing the solution. So let's go back here to the overview of our solution. And here, let's just start by publishing all the customizations. This is important to always remember when you've made some changes or customizations to a solution or to your environment, then always make sure that you publish them so they are included in the solution when you're trying to export it. All right, so now the publish all customizations has been succeeded. So we're going to go ahead and export the solution. And when we click on export, it also reminds us to publish, but we just did that, so we don't need to do it again. Then we're prompted if we want to export it as a managed or unmanaged solution. And it's always recommended that we use managed. So we'll go ahead and keep that and click on export. And now the solution is done exporting, so we can click on the download button. And the solution is now downloaded as a zip file to my computer. Then we need to go to our new environment where we want to import this file. So let's go ahead and do that. And now from this new environment, we're going to go to solutions as well. We can see that there are no other solutions here. Click on import. And then we're going to browse to our downloads folder where we have the solution we just exported. We'll open this, click on next. We can see here that it's a managed solution. We have the version number and we can see the publisher and the name of the solution itself. Let's click on import. So now that the solution has been imported, we can see it here in the solution overview. Now let's navigate to it and see what it contains. We can see that the user table has been added. And we also get this message that we're not able to edit the objects directly in the managed solution. That was only possible when it was an unmanaged solution on our development environment. Let's go ahead and also find the column that we changed. We can see here that the primary name column is called full Viking name now. And if we click here on the three dots, or we could also select advanced in the ribbon, then we can go to the solution layers and see what changes have actually been made to this column and which solutions have made an impact on this. So we can see that in the system layer, the user table was included already as a standard table with this column. And then we have the Power Apps Viking solution, which has made a change to that specific column. So those are the current solution layers we have. So that is how the managed layers work. If we wanted to remove this change again, let's say that we actually don't want to have this change to the name. So this solution contained only that change. Then we can go ahead in the solution overview, select the solution, and then we can delete that solution. So let's go ahead and do that. So now the solution has been deleted again from the environment. And now we want to check if the name of the column has actually been changed back to full name instead of full Viking name. So a way of doing that is navigating to tables, and then we're going to search for the user table. And we'll select that. Then we'll go to columns. And then let's find the name column here. And we can see now that the primary name column is now called full name again instead of full Viking name. So the change we made in the solution has been rolled back because we deleted the solution. So that was the first video. In the next video, we're going to be looking at making a table and also creating some columns there and all the different aspects you can work on in a table. If you liked the video, please go ahead and subscribe and add a like to the video. And I hope to see you next time when we're working with tables. Bye, everyone.